My name is Evangelina Mascardi. I'm a musician, I'm a lute player. I play all the family of lute instruments from Renaissance to Baroque. I play concerts and I teach in the conservatory, and I have a family and I'm a mother. It was a sound. I mean, for me, music is sound. It's something that goes through my body. It's not a piece. It can be whatever the piece. I don't know. It's something that is physically. It's something that happened. I don't know. The first time I listened Requiem di Fauré, for example, I was 13 years old. I remember the sensation. Or the first time I was singing in the choir, a Bach cantata when I remember the sensation. The first time I listened to the lute, to Baroque lute, and I put it on here, and I remember still the sensation. I mean, it's this, for me, it's the sensation. And because of that, I insist to my students with singing, because it needs to come through your body. And for me, it's not a thought. Music is not a thought. It's a sensation. It's something, yeah, that is, you can touch and feel. Since I was a child, I knew I'm going to be a musician. I don't know why. It was clear for me that it's going to be this way. I started with guitar when I was 8 years old because my mother wanted somebody to accompany her while singing, because in the family, after Christmas party or birthday party, after the dinner, everyone was singing traditional music and somebody should play guitar. That was me. And then when I was 15, around, I became a guitar player, let's say. You know, I was just making concerts and some competitions and playing repertoire. And then I started making courses with some master classes. I was playing guitar, and we have a lot of repertoire for guitar in the Renaissance and Baroque, and I like the most this repertoire. Then I asked myself, what is this lute about? And then I decided to investigate more what the lute was about. Well, I studied with Hopkinson Smith in Basel for 4 years, and I studied 2 years of Baroque lute and 2 years of Renaissance lute. And parallel, I was playing theorbo for basso continuo, but I did it by myself. We spent a lot of time making sound, making open strings, a lot of time. I remember more than 20 minutes every lesson. And now when I try to play open strings 5 minutes with my students, I say, okay, but then no, okay, no, but then I spend a lot of time making open strings, and I spend a lot of time playing just one piece. It means, for example, we played a French suite. All the suite was 12 minutes long, and we spent 6 months or 4 months playing this. He was always very far away from me. He didn't give us a lot of examples, practical, sometimes yes, but not most of the time. And mostly there were some musical aspects of the interpretation. He wanted us to become a bright musician, a bright artist, to be able to have a lot of faces, to be like an actor, as he said, and to make different colors, possibilities, not just to be like we are. The music needs more than just what we are, no? And I think this is what I really appreciate from these years in Basel. He tried to stretch my expressivity and my skill in general, artistic in this meaning. Okay, your pedagogical activity is in Conservatorio Antonio Vivaldi in Alessandria. Yes, it is. I teach lute at the conservatory in Alessandria, which is a city between Milan and Torino. It's a little conservatory, but we have a lot of activity, a lot of projects. I'm very lucky because I work together with Frédéric Zigante, and he's a wonderful musician and a wonderful person, and he loves the lute, and he loves the lute as I love the guitar. And then we're a good team, and I think it would be nice if we could build something up there. When you learn a lute, of course you learn your repertoire, but no lute player in the Renaissance and the Baroque was playing jazz repertoire. It was a part of the profession to accompany, to write also your songs or your pieces. Then a lot of our time we spend doing basso continuo. And I teach both together. I mean, one without the other, for me, cannot be. It's a little bit slower the way, but at the end, it's a complete way. I still play with the John Eliot Gardiner, and I learn a lot from him. And a lot, because he really understands what the voice is about, what the text is about. He understands about the choir extremely. Every performance is an event. It's not, we play 1,000 times the same piece, but every time you are like that. And we are playing and you don't know what's going to happen. And it's really good to work with somebody who understands so good the text, because text is important, because our articulation and the form of the music comes from the text. And he is really a genius, let's say, in this. And also in the dramaturgy, he really can build up from the beginning to the end the whole piece. It's just in one breath. This is very good. Bach Lute Suites. What is the biggest fallacy and misconception? So, this is a tricky question, because biggest fallacy, well, maybe it's a little bit too much. But, well, some of the pieces of Bach that now we call lute suites, in the autograph, they have the word lute, or la lute, le lute, Lautenwerk. Okay. Some of them, like 995, 999, so. And okay, could be that these pieces are for us, for the lute players. Another pieces that are in the gesamte Bach-Ausgabe are like, they look like these pieces, but there is nothing in the autograph written, just is for keyboard. We know that Bach knew the lute because he uses the lute in the St. Johann Passion and in the Trauer Ode. But it's more like a connotation of the meaning of the instrument in this moment of the piece, again, from the dramaturgy of the piece. And of course, the lute was famous through Weiss, Julius Leopold Weiss, but it was already the decadence of the instrument. We know also that Bach had a keyboard instrument called Lautenwerk, who was a big cembalo with gut strings and with the leather body. And maybe, or I think 80% these pieces are written for this instrument. And because of that, the bass line doesn't move a lot, because the basses were very thick because of the gut strings, and you couldn't do it so fast. Well, I need to say that I play lute music, Bach music on the lute, and when I take these suites, they are not impossible to play, they are very difficult to play, and it's very difficult to reach an artistic result. No? It's not impossible, but the most difficult thing is for guitar players not to know if this music is really for guitar or for lute, is how you approach a Bach piece, because it's a very complex music, and before you need to know a few elements of counterpoint, of basso continuo. And very often these pieces are played at the beginning of your career, like the Fuga 1000, no? The Fuga 1000 is a monument, it's a music monument. And you cannot play it when you are 15 or 16. Of course, it's going to be difficult, no? And then you play it with elements that you know, just with elements that somebody told you. You need to do this, do that. And then we have a big mess with this music. And this is the biggest fallacy, I think. Not to really to understand what is written there. And if guitar players would approach more before playing Bach to Renaissance music, to French music, to counterpoint music, I think they would play better Bach. There is no one way to play Bach music. There are a lot of ways just when you have some elements before. How to play Renaissance and Baroque music on classical guitar good? Well, Renaissance music is very, let's say not easy, but it's very possible to play good because of the tuning. And we have a huge repertoire. From Viguela, from the 7 books of Viguela, Narváez, Luis Milan, Esteban Daza, Diego Pisador, Valderrábano, and Fuenllana, which is extremely nice music, really nice music. And you can read exactly from the tablature. Just put your third chord down to Fa diez, and then you can just read it from the tablature. It's not complicated at all to read tablature. And okay, then you go to Dowland, Holborn, Baird, etc., to Francesco da Milano, Molinaro. It's a huge amount of music you really can play. You can make also a very original program choosing these pieces because sometimes nobody is playing several pieces. And with Baroque music, we have a little bit more complicated work to do because of the tuning of the instrument, because the Baroque lute or theorbo, they have a lot of bass, they were open strings. Then when you make a transcription for the guitar, then you have a little more trouble for the transcription. It's not impossible, but it's a little bit more problematic. But I think Renaissance music it sounds very good. I don't have anything against guitar players playing Baroque and Renaissance music. I love how it sounds. Sometimes you have 1,000 more possibilities that I don't have. And when I really listen some guitar player playing well Renaissance music, I love it. A part of musicianship is to be curious. If you are not curious, if you don't want to know what is your instrument about, which repertoire have your instrument, how many possibilities you have, then you can forget. I mean, you can be very good, but there is a limit. And I said always to my students, we all have a lot of ways, no? And we need to go far in every way, because some ways are for us easier than others. Then we need to have a lot of doors open. Some doors, for our nature, are easier than other doors. But we need to knock every door and to see what is inside every. Because every door is going to be necessary to be a happy musician, not to be successful or what, I don't know. And then I think that the curiosity is something we need to have. And I don't understand that musicians, they don't know the repertoire. For me, it's like nothing, null, zero. The common mistakes of classical guitarists while playing Renaissance and Baroque music. Well, there are a lot. One is when they said, no, but I play like that because it needs to sound like a lute. I said, okay, you are not playing a lute, you're playing a guitar. And when you play guitar, you need to sound like a guitar playing this music. I have some technical and expressive resources that you don't have, and the opposite. The guitar has some that I don't have. Then the music needs something, and we need to put these resources on the music, not the opposite. And this is a very common mistake. Another common mistake is to take a very bad transcription. Yeah. Well, at least in Italy, guitar players has in the studies tablature, to learn tablature, and they have 3 years. It's more than 60 hours of making. Then, at least in Italy, they should be able to read tablatures and to make their own transcriptions. And another mistake, common mistake of guitar players making early music is that when you play Baroque music, you need always to build the music from the bass. The bass is important. It's not just a melody and a bass. No, the bass is the harmony, this basso continuo through bass is very important. And you build everything from there. It's not a melody with accompaniment. It's different. Yeah? And this is another thing. But I listen more and more wonderful performances of guitar players playing early music, which I love and I like, and it's not everything negative about that. I think I have a problem with the paternity of the music. I don't like good fathers. I don't like owners. I don't know how to say, you know? And I think that still we need to be owners of our repertoire. If I would tell you, I would say Julian Bream. Okay, I love Julian Bream, no? I love Julian Bream, I like it, no? But I hope that there is another Julian Bream, a better Julian Bream coming. I mean, you know what I mean? Yes, of course, I don't know, I cannot say big names when I imagine music. It's maybe a little problem, I need to go to the doctor. But yes. Of course, I love Marta Argerich, and I cannot believe when she plays piano, no? Of course. But I don't think that listen to Marta Argerich would make us a better musician. I know how to explain this. I mean, of course, it's amazing, and it's amazing to think that she is like we are, and she's able to do this. And then, for me, is how can I open this door to do something like she does? Of course, no, I don't do nothing 1 minute of what she does, but listen to that, it provokes me. It's nice, but I can compare his version with another version, okay, but these all are thoughts, and for me, be a musician is not this. I always talk about identity, what it means. We need to have an identity when we play, and not just lute players, also guitar players. We need to really have an identity, and not to have complex. Really, I play guitar, I like it. Punta. I play lute, I like it. It sounds loud, it sounds piano. I don't care, I like it. Then I make something artistic on this. And this is what we need to be proud of what we do, not I don't want to be a piano. I mean, the guitar wants to be a piano, or the guitar wants to be a violin. No, just be a guitar. It's wonderful. The music is sometimes passionate, sometimes peaceful, and sometimes meditative. If every time it's the same, it's boring. No. I don't think Renaissance and Baroque music is like every music is alive, and it needs from you all your sides of your personality. I'm still fighting with the concentration, and when I go to the stage, I love to be on the stage. I love to be there. I love to think that the people took the car, came to the concert, parked, and I don't know, they want to eat something after, and they make a shower before. I don't know, I love to see that the people came to see me. I feel really proud of this, and I like to be on the stage, and I like to be in front of the public, and I try to give the best always. I say to my students that the stage is like an altar. It's a sacred place, a place of the music, there is just one God, which is music, and you need to give everything for the music, and yes, and it's difficult because you need to, for me, the most difficult thing is to get the concentration. Not before I get not concentrate because of the people or because of the light. No, it's all the thoughts sometimes comes and like kind of little boycott, no? And still I get concentration. Sometimes it takes a lot, sometimes it takes all the concert, sometimes it takes a few minutes and I'm there. It depends every day, but I cannot say I'm done with that, no. It's every time I play, it's a little fight, let's say. Everything in my life is music. Everything. I mean, there is nothing that is not music. Then everything. I cook and it's music. I teach and it's music. I go in the airplane and I'm thinking, and I make the shower, and music is not 100%, it's 200% of you. For me, again, there is no another way. And that's the way I teach. If you don't like, take another teacher. And yeah, I need you 200% with the music. I live to make something better in this world. I mean, a lot of things go wrong, and I think if you just don't put a little bit of something nice on the world, all these wrong things, they make a bad balance, no? And then we making nice things, or making a little bit of art or a little bit of music, we can make a little bit balance, no? And I think I live for that, to make. I still believe that we can make better things, and the things can go better.